everybody. Welcome to Open Game Night. And it's a full
Hi.
house. We're
Yeah.
full house again. We're enjoying this episodes where all the friends of Variable Play just pop up on our stream, and they're all here with appropriate content. So, how are you guys? How is everybody doing?
Good, good.
Very good.
Excited to share about online games tonight.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna be talking about. Today has been a vlog filled day, online gaming vlog filled day. Fred has been streaming since what time have you started streaming?
6:30.
7.
7, and now you're still here streaming with us, and we thank you. So let me introduce to you, I'm doing everything. Let me introduce to you everybody on the stream. On the screen we have Kyo. It's always part of our variable play host, and also you guys know Alvin. Looks like the Brady Bunch. So everybody has to point.
You're next.
somewhere. And of course, Morgan from Tabletop Gateway PH. All right.
Hi, guys.
Okay, of course. Everybody's friend, Dwayne. Like from our last episode, people were saying, "Who doesn't know Dwayne?" People know who Dwayne is from the south all the way to the north. It's like no one. If you do not know Dwayne, then
And
you're
from
not part of Philippine board gaming community.
that's a lie.
Famous.
Second only to Ron.
And then you have Fred, who's from, how do I say this? Pre games.
Yes,
Playing relative enjoying. Wait, you can
Entertaining.
take over.
Entertaining.
Playing relatively entertaining.
Again, plug a little.
We were
Hi.
joking about it earlier, and then I forgot. So you can follow his stream, and he streams every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. Cool. See, fans of Dwayne. Cat.
Hey.
JC.
And of course, we have to behave because there's a lady in our midst.
Walang ganyan.
Children.
Children behave. And we have Aya from Balangay Entertainment. Okay, so they are the official board game producers of Liza Soberano franchise. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think if Liza Soberano is in that IP, they're gonna produce it. That's what's gonna happen.
Our destinies
So-
are intertwined like that.
So we're all here, and we're gonna be talking about online board gaming because pandemic said so.
It's been a year.
Lulalu.
It's been a year.
How else?
We have a choice.
Yeah, so I have to do something. And I have to agree with this one first before I get to do something. Dwayne, who wins games.
What?
Is there another Dwayne who loses games?
I don't think that person
So-
exists.
So, as I'm doing the stuff that I'm supposed to do, because I have to share our stream to everybody, because you're all here, so no one's watching, so we have to get more viewers. Right? So I have to share. So, while I'm doing that, maybe everyone could share games that they've been playing online. Board gaming online, however you do it online. What are you playing? Kyo, you can start.
I'll been playing that game, Forgotten Waters, with a whole bunch of people. No matter how much I
Nice.
repeat the first mission, it's always different. Yeah, so yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. And Root on Steam,
Why don't you contact me when you're playing Root?
solo gaming.
Wait, I was talking about this earlier. I was saying, dude, you went online to play solo.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be. Am I supposed to be ashamed of that?
No, I'm just saying. You have friends now who can connect with you, and you still chose to play so. Anyway, okay. You can pass the ball, and we could ask someone else
All
to share
right.
what they've been playing.
Let's go for Alvin.
All right, all right. I've been playing a lot of well, Jackbox, I guess, with my with office mates, and at the same time also
Eh,
introducing them to some of the games, some of the gateway games in Board Game Arena. So there's a lot of like Takenoko, the our usual gateway which we bust out when we have new players. So it's a good thing that Board Game Arena has some gateway game like that as well.
Madami.
What about you, Morgan?
all right. So yeah, last Sunday, my wife and I played Anachrony for the first time. So we were able to put out that giant box at last. So yeah, it's one of my to do
Finally.
list. Yeah, finally, one of the games in our shelf of shame. And yeah, recently we've been playing a lot of Lost Ruins of Arnak, Nidavellir,
Same. Same.
Six Nymph, and yeah, and I think the guys will just yeah. I mostly for the past few days I've been on Board Game Arena.
what do, what did you call that after work special? Wait, what do you call that? I saw that post. After work.
Board game
Uh,
night.
yeah, something like that. For the
After
first
work
time, I was
special.
congratulated. It just
Hey,
feels like
congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats.
See? I don't always win, okay?
Yes, you do.
Dwayne who wins games.
all right. Let's
Hi,
let's
Lubin.
pass the ball, passing the ball to Dwayne.
Okay. My favorite online board game is Terraforming Mars, available on Steam. I think I clocked in at around 100 hours already in that game.
My gosh.
I
Wow.
love it.
Checking.
On top of that, Board Game Arena with Morgan and others. Super fun. Add me there. Let's play.
Maybe we could post our
Yeah.
names
And then
later.
on to Fred.
Hoy, hi. Ito, aside from BGA, naglalaro kami kanina Yokata. And last time, Boiteju. Ano ba tawag? Ano ba basa doon? Basta BAJ.
The
What did
other
you?
Yeah. Yan.
the other
Ano?
girl
What did you?
Concordia.
website.
Yeah, Concordia. Pero,
Is it out on Steam, Concordia? Or you played it somewhere?
dun lang. Ako lang nalaro. Sa BAJ.
Tabletopia? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yun.
Because I know it's gonna be coming out on Steam soon, right?
Mm.
Concordia. It is.
Yeah, the
Alright.
digital edition.
See?
Sige,
Almost
let's go
done.
to Aya.
So yung introduction ko to online tabletop is Tabletopia. Kasi that's what we use in Unpub to playtest each other's games. So, akala ko, yun. So, para siyang like digital version ng tabletop. So, you have to really like move the components around. Pero, when I started playing Board Game Arena with Sina Morgan, parang, wow, it can be so easy. Like, everything's automated. You can play 7 wonders in like 10
Right,
minutes.
see?
It's crazy.
BGA,
Exactly.
right. BGA, right.
That gives me
Take
an
note.
idea.
Take note. BGA,
So-
right.
10 minutes.
Iba rin pala ang pag-port ng mga tabletop games online. You can really automate a lot of the setup, a lot of the yung pag-move ng components. So, pwede siyang mas mabilis than like a real-time, in-person game.
All right. Cool. So we've all been playing online this past few weeks now, months. Some of you have been playing for months.
or a year.
Or a
Ako
year.
1 week,
No, then we
Wait.
at least in BGA.
With 100 hours clocked in on Terraforming Mars. Yes. A year.
Solo.
Solo gaming or with your friends on Discord with two webcams. That could work too. We did that a few weeks earlier with Kyo, and we played Forgotten Waters with two cams and two open tabs.
With the hairy
Because
cam.
with
Harry
Don't forget
arm
the hairy
cam.
with every
cam.
hand. So that's what has been. Hey, Javi's here.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I
Hi.
spaced today. I was
Hey.
way too busy.
All right.
Yeah, Abby.
So we're
What's up? What's up?
finally complete with the full house. So, like what we said earlier, we'll be talking about online board gaming. So if this is your first time to find out that there's an online gaming that you can do online board gaming. I've been sitting alone for a year now and no one has told me. You can
That's
actually
how
do
I felt.
online board gaming. Well, this episode's for you. So if you know someone who needs to hear this episode too, who's been sitting alone for a year also, maybe you can share this with them. All right, so we have
We share.
I invited people or sent it out to people who I know are playing more online games than me or Javi or Ron for that matter, and they are interacting with different people, and that's why they're all here. They have their own channels, or they really have this group who meets online and then they play. And like what Dwayne said, he's been logging on 100 hours on Terraforming Mars with this group or solo, I don't know. And then Aya, who just discovered it a week ago, a few days ago.
Pero
Are we
like every
talking
night,
about
I'm here
Dwayne
every
and how
night.
he's just winning?
Hey,
Aya
have you-
beat Dwayne in our last game.
yeah. See,
And you have
Mga
Alvin,
chamba-chamba.
who's using it for his workmates, introducing workmates into the wonderful world of board gaming, and also Tabletop Gateway, who right now is the when people ask where can I find players that I can play online board gaming with, then people point to Tabletop Gateway. So, with that being said, go Aya, suck it, Dwayne. There's so much hate there.
Nico, I'm fine. Yeah.
Good day, sir.
I mean,
Yes, good day, sir.
Nasa na yung hashtag. Wala na yung hashtag black.
Oh no, it's still here, but it's last episode's hashtag.
Sakto
Titos
pa
of
nasa gitna
Tabletop.
si Dwayne, no? Parang bullseye.
Yes.
parang,
So,
stop.
so let me ask you guys, if I'm new, blame Alvin. Alvin, I assume he's an office mate.
Yeah,
I assume he's an
blame
office mate.
Alvin.
So, since we're talking about it, let's assume that I don't know how to play online or where to go online. Can you guys help me on how to do it? Where do I go? Where do I start? What are the places where I could start?
Do
Anyone?
you want me to share how I started?
Sure. No, places. Where can we play online gaming? Yeah. Okay, go Aya.
So I'm a member of Tabletop Gateway PH FB group, and I saw like the end of game like screenshots of Morgan, and I was just like, hey guys, when are you guys playing again? Can I join? And all you need is a board game arena account. So go to boardgamearena.com and make a free account there, and join the Discord of Tabletop Gateway PH. And maybe at around 8 p.m. Tama ba, Morgan? Time check.
Yeah.
Six.
Time check.
As early
Time
as
check.
6.
Time
It's
check.
scheduled. Wow, how
Not really,
organized,
actually.
Morgy.
It's just like around the time people are like, hey, is anyone online? Let's play a game, ganon. Tas,
Yeah.
like kanina, there was maybe 6 people like possibly available to play a game. And yun,
I got
just
dragged in. I was like, what? We're live? What? What's happening? I was just about to say hi and they said, hey, join. Okay.
yeah, kasi yung timing kasi it was right in the start, nagtuturo pa lang. So, pwede pang sumali. Tapos yun, magli-link lang kung where the game is, either in Tabletopia or Board Game Arena. Tapos usap-usap sa Discord, yun, laro na. Yay! It's super easy.
Super easy.
So you said
Super
Board
easy.
Gaming Arena.
easy.
I can play at Board Gaming Arena, Tabletopia. Anyone?
And the
where
best
else?
part of Board Game Arena is a lot of games are for free.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can just like enjoy. without paying anything.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
like those two barriers of entry because BGA is free and has free games. Now you can get something like Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator, which is paid but comes with free games. So it depends
Agree.
which way you want to go about it. Just all straight out free, or do you want to support like like the more or less tabletop simulators. Although I think BGA has the edge for being automated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
So it's
But Tabletopia
BGA.
can also be free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
Yeah.
so Tabletopia, BGA Arena, anywhere else where we can find online gaming?
well, the predecessor to all of this is your mobile apps. I still play Star Realms with random people online. Still play Ascension, Potion Explosion. So a lot of the board game designers and board game companies do have mobile versions to their games.
Yeah,
So
digital
it
versions of their
yeah,
games.
it's not necessarily the same kind of space that BGA or Tabletopia would have. I mean, you probably would maybe need a Discord server so that you can talk to each other, but it is designed that you can play with multiple players.
Mm.
All right.
Like
And it's even
Chris.
turn based. That
Charterstone saw
it's
this.
Well, I'll do one better. A
side.
predecessor to that is using a webcam and having your analog games and streaming it. We
Yes,
tried it with pandemic.
that's why I have my tripod ready at all times for my
Yeah.
magic setup in front of me.
Yeah, so in that way, your analog board game, your physical copies are not rendered useless since you can still play. It takes a little bit of work to make it happen, but you can make it happen.
Ken, if there's a will,
Yeah.
there's a video cam.
There's a way.
How
And one
about
guy moving all the pieces by himself. You go.
I
You
have
going
one
where?
guy
You
like,
go here.
yeah, let's go to Atlanta.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
and
will.
then
I
let's
will
all
move
move.
everyone's meeples. You just tell me what you want to do.
there's also Steam. Any of you have games on Steam?
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Yes.
Side.
yeah,
Look,
Armello.
Armello. Yes. Oh, good
Yeah.
goodness.
Is it
Such an underrated
a
game.
tabletop game?
Well, you can't make a tabletop game, but it is designed to play like one.
Oh, okay.
And it's
All right.
good.
So these are the places where you can find those games, and may for someone who doesn't know a lot. Wait, Nico came. I think I got TTS for something like 175 quarters. Wow,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, every
tabletop
now
Yeah,
and
that's
then
simulator.
correct.
Steam
Yeah.
offers it for
uh,
sale.
yep, I got it on
Yeah.
sale as well.
Hmm.
All
We
right.
were in the same group by kami ni Fred.
Oh,
You
okay.
Pero
know,
hindi ko pa nagamit.
Ako din.
And then
Armello.
So
other games on Steam are also every now and then they offer humble bundles of games
yes.
on Steam.
Yep.
The
And
Asmodee
Yeah.
group.
there's actually a category in it that is like 99 pesos and below. So there's actually a lot of cheap games. And once in a while, there is like a tabletop game there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can I ask Fred, what are the differences between those other, well, the formats that you're familiar with? Can you share a few? Where do you usually play? BGA?
Yeah. First is sa BGA pa rin. Kasi it's I feel like there are more games compared to the others.
Mm-hmm.
Meron din ako nilalaro like Yokata. And Boiteju, kung ano man basa doon. But medyo minsan may mga konting bugs na hindi siya maganda for learning a game. So I always rely on BGA. If
BGA.
ever a player knows the game na, or if I can teach the game, Tabletopia din. Kasi also prototyping there. So, yun, one of the best.
Oh, okay. What I heard that there's this one online board gaming platform that has mods. Is that TTS or Tabletopia? Where you download mods and then you play So you look for the right mods and then you play with it. I think it's
Tabletop Simulator, yeah, TTS.
tabletop simulator.
Simulator.
Yeah. So how does that work? So there's like three pandemics and you choose one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah,
How
because
I
does that
guess
because
it's
work?
because some of them
a
are like
workaround.
better scripted, or there are better graphics of the components. There's like a
Automation.
yeah, the automation part. There's like I think you can get Gloomhaven, the whole thing, the whole big box of Gloomhaven, and play it all of its modules in TTS.
Exactly.
Oh, so those are the in BGA doesn't have that, right? No. So
No.
so BGA is really for beginners. Would you agree? So
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Not
really.
no,
Board
not necessarily beginners. I think that it's just the
On online
easiest
beginner
one to
gaming.
friendly.
use.
Beginners on online gaming.
Yeah, I guess it's the most convenient.
Oh, okay.
User friendly.
Convenient.
The
All
barrier for
right.
entry is low.
Yeah.
All right.
Your choice
Okay.
of
Okay.
UI.
So now I'm gonna ask everyone, what do you think are the since I think we're gonna be stuck for more than end of April. I think we're still gonna be stuck. We're gonna be playing online.
Oh,
I
A
much
mean,
lot.
we
longer.
want
Much
not to
longer,
be
buddy.
stuck.
Yes. It's the truth of the matter.
Yes, even though they say it's gonna end at April, I think we're still even when you get vaccines, you still have to stay for 2 weeks inside the house and whatnot. So that means board gaming online will stay. So what do you think are the pros of board gaming online? Anybody?
Well, I would say that it's definitely eliminated all of the setup time. But it is,
Yes.
but
Yes.
it has kind of compensated that with the time it takes to get people to join the game so you can start it or to sign in
I
to
can't connect.
Discord. Yeah, yeah. But
I can't hear you.
it's not as long as a board game setup. Maybe it
Right.
depends on the game.
It's right there in front of you. Yeah.
All right, there's no setup. Okay, not on
Well,
tabletop,
if there's no
not on
setup, there's also
Tabletopia.
no cleanup.
Exactly.
No,
That's
Yeah.
why.
There's also no bookkeeping
Close.
as well
no
because
Yeah.
everything
bookkeeping.
is automated.
Yeah.
And when you
May
score at the end of
counters.
the game will score for you.
That's the best
Yeah.
part.
It
Yeah, that's the
maths
best part.
for
No
you.
math.
It will tring 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 tring. You win.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
what
but
what
that
that's how it
and
appears on your
Kasi
screen most
Yeah.
of the
hindi
time.
naman
yeah,
siya ganun ka
What? Wait,
satisfying.
Hmm. Aya,
would,
can you
would
explain
like to
what
comment
Nico
on that.
said?
grab.
Uh,
She has no words.
I have no words. I'm not prepared for this.
She can neither deny nor confirm anything that Nika said.
I plead the fifth.
Maybe it's a heat thing because it's super hot now.
Might be.
No.
Moving on to scoring, I
Moving
feel
on.
that
Sorry.
it's also satisfying to like count your actual
Not that he
points.
does it. He's just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Judgers.
Disclaimers. All right. It's true.
Yep. You know, one other pro that comes to mind, and it maybe it's a pro and a con at the same time, that you are allowed to take back some moves, but not like to the extent that it could totally ruin the whole game already. So you kind of have to stick with your decision and just roll with it. So that is also kind of a pet peeve of mine in terms of gaming, that sometimes you'll have to call back so much stuff that happened. It's
Yeah.
automated. It won't let it happen. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's it. You live and die with your decision.
But there are some games
Right.
in BGA
Yeah, no, there's a
you
little
really
bit of
cannot take back
flexibility.
your action.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, but Tabletopia also can undo everything if you want.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it's like you won't
Well-
really consider that much because it's so hard to like
It'll take
manipulate the
forever.
components. Yeah.
Right. So, besides setup, cleanup, anything else that might be your pros from
Well,
experience?
one thing that I love about playing board games online, especially nowadays, is that you get to play new games, games
Right.
that are
Yeah.
Yeah.
newly released or not yet released, and you can try them on beta. For example, right now my favorite games in Board Game Arena are Lost Ruins of Arnak and Beyond the Sun. And piggybacking on Javi's, we played Lost Ruins of Arnak, and we actually don't know how to play it. But since in BGA you're not allowed to do illegal actions, we just hover over the cards and okay, so that is okay, so that's
Yeah.
that action. I'm not allowed to do that, so I'll do this, and
Oh.
eventually we figured out the game. So it's like you have some training wheels, and makes it easy for you to have a legal game.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, Morgan.
Good point.
Anything to add?
All right. Well, I just want to add with what Dwayne says. It is a part of that is you don't, since there's a lot of games to play, you don't need to spend a lot to play a lot. So I think for me personally, it really alleviates FOMO
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
as a board gamer collector. Like it's all thanks to BGA. I was supposed to buy this game that is so hot right now that Dwayne and I just won't mention the game to a certain store. But yeah, since it's already there, like I played it like more than 5 times already. So okay, I think I'm good with BGA. I no need for me to buy a physical one. Yeah, so yeah, that's one of the
Yeah.
advantages.
Pros,
You
right?
can try the game before you buy.
Right. Fred, pros.
Yeah, I can add din kasi si Ron, as a game designer, yun yung isang tip niya to play a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun, as a game designer kasi nagkakaroon kami ng idea or inspiration at least, when playing other games. So, alam mo yun, yung mga games na never, never, parang hindi siya maabot ng current budget. kasi, or hindi siya ma-reach hindi pa siya ma-reach sa Pinas or hindi pa siya
Yeah.
available sa
Mm-hmm.
Pinas.
Mm-hmm.
So yun, nagkakaroon kami ng access. So yun, as a designer, may bagong idea and nakapag-test ng bagong game.
Mm-hmm.
Yun, yung isa dun sa mga gusto ko sa online gaming.
may, may, may pumapalag eh.
Di na
Man, Morgan. Care to explain? Or move on tayo sa next
I have
topic?
no comment about that.
Yes. Ano yung bago mong game, Fred, na na experience?
Yun. Beyond the Sun,
Mm-hmm.
kahapon with Dwayne and the rest.
Do I need to ask if Dwayne won?
Of course he won.
He
He's the one who
did.
taught the game.
The other Dwayne.
I have to piggyback on this one. You can play with people you don't usually get to play with. Right? Relatives,
Yeah.
friends, you can introduce them into board gaming, and the mere fact that you can play board games with people who are isolated or in quarantine, while they're
Yeah.
quarantined, they get entertained. That's a big pro because
Yes.
instead of just setting up two camera sets, so one for your board and the one that's facing you, at least with the medium of online board gaming arenas, simulators, you get to play with people. And that's what we apparently miss. Most of us do, right? Playing with
Yeah.
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I really don't get to go multiplayer, go online and play single player. Kyo, right? No, yes.
Hey man, Denmark, you and I
yeah.
both play Slay the
I do that
Spire.
then.
That is a solo game.
Yeah.
That's a solo
That is
game. That's built to be
beautiful.
solo.
I have a day sa stream na solo for the solo viewers.
Yeah,
For the
I get
solo
that.
viewers.
I was just picking on Kyo earlier, and also online gaming. There's this one aspect of online gaming, and Kyo always tells this story with Alexa. I'll let you take over from this on this one.
Oh yeah, it's a board game called Saint Noir. The only board game I know that requires Alexa to be the narrator, and it's good for one to many because it's a Cluedo, something like Cluedo, but more technical. It's more like You need to find a killer, find out where the weapon is and who is lying. That's the hard part.
So
Because
Oh.
do you just say
everyone,
Alexa? Is that what you
yeah,
say?
you install a behavior for Alexa, and then it's got different voice actors already built in, and it's continuously being updated with different kinds of strategies. So you may think that you discovered how it's played already, like, oh, just find two liars and you're good. No, they'll find some way to stump you, because just because someone lies doesn't mean that he or she is a killer. That's the fun part. Like, oh, okay,
Oh,
Yeah.
three people are lying, but where is the where's the weapon used? It's in none of their locations. So okay, so I have to go to another place, and I got down to the last 2 days na lang left. Wala ka na, dead.
And
You
2 hours
lose. Diba?
later, you're yelling at Alexa.
Yeah, and then Alexa will eventually say, "I don't know, I don't know. Stop bullying me." Ganun. Saint
all right.
Noir.
Y-
Go find it if you can. Yeah.
and there's also I tried playing Jackbox games with people who are not in the same room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fun,
Yes.
man.
Fun.
Oh yes.
There are a
Go
lot of
heck
games that
yes.
is super fun on that can
Yeah.
be ported on online.
So those are advantages, right? The technology of doing all of this online. All right, since we did that, do you guys have anything else to add on the pros, so that people will go online and just
I
play
got
with us?
something.
All
I
right,
got
go on.
something. From the perspective of a guy who doesn't really play on those board game sites, because they're only, there's an interface. Yes, you play board games. Yeah, I've been played in most of those, but I'm the particular gamer that actually likes a independent board game uh, translation into an independent application. So in this case, it's Root. Okay, the animation, the aesthetics is
Yeah.
beautiful.
The sound's so
Sound, the
catchy.
music. I mean, imagine that there's a group of people here who enjoy this, seeing their board game come alive.
Yes.
To see your meeples move like that, to actually cut the head of somebody else, like, hey, dude, hey, you know, I
Yeah,
just moved
it
my,
definitely helps with the experience.
I just moved my, no, my worker, right? I mean, hey, Magic Arena alone. The moment you see that dragon fire breathe on the enemy's card and burns away, you're like, oh, dude, sorry. And you're smiling.
Sorry, but
I
fine.
agree. I agree and disagree at the same time.
The point is the aesthetics and the animation
Mm-hmm.
coming from a independent board game translation
Yeah.
it's excellent. For me, it's one of the most
Yeah.
it's up there for people to get into online gaming or online board gaming per se.
Mm-hmm.
Armello, wow, that is good. You should try it. It's free on cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's free
I
on
know.
phone. Wow.
I'd also like to add
I
something.
feel ripped off.
All right, Morgy.
Yeah, I also like to add something. Actually, I agree with what Nicanor just mentioned on the last post. Yeah, it's kind of ironic that since we started online board gaming, it's like you get to connect to everyone in the community with no bounds, that with no geographical bounds, or like layo niyan sa south ito sa, like there QA usually sorry QC usually plays at a cafe
This
somewhere
is the second comment that is South related. Just noting that. As a representative of board gamers of the South,
oh,
sir.
yeah, I,
That is
I
not
also
even that
mentioned
In the
south.
middle.
yeah,
The
yeah.
middle.
It's an even spread. Like I'm from the South, Kio South, Alvin South, for all.
No,
Not bad.
I'm just messing with Morgie. I enjoy this
Yeah,
too
that's
much.
okay. That's okay.
Go on,
It's like
Morgan. Sorry for that.
it never comes to my to my imagination that I would be playing with Denmark, with Javi, or with Kyo. Oh, these guys are from the south, and because of online board gaming, I got to play with them. So which normally would siguro it has a low probability of happening because due to traveling, yeah, yung ano ng travel and stuff. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it really connects people without bounds,
Yeah.
geographically. So
That's
ayun.
what Danilin is saying. No? I think the advantage of playing online is like we can set game nights with friends.
Exactly.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
someone's from
Yeah.
UK.
UK.
Diba?
Yeah.
Two
Yes.
in the
Good point.
morning, you wake up. Hey, you're in UK. I'm moving. I swear, I'm moving. But that's a good point. No borders. There's no
No
borders.
borders. No
Okay.
bounds. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
Eh,
nice.
time
Yeah, just
zones.
to
Just time zones.
I wanna
as an
add
example
din,
of that, Dwayne and I just played with someone from Dumaguete just a few minutes before the start of the stream. And when I
Yes.
discovered online board gaming, I messaged my cousins in Baguio, hey guys, let's play on Board Game Arena. I mean, I haven't played with them for maybe like more than a year. So
Mm-hmm.
I really miss like just playing a good game with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
you get to connect with people. Legacy
can I
games are
also add?
now
This
reusable.
I like.
Yeah.
I like this comment.
Yeah, actually, yes. I was just about to talk about that. So Dwayne and them touched about the new games, like the FOMO, that something that's
Yes.
about to be released, you get to try it out. I think one advantage is that you get access to a pretty extensive game library. Something games that I would not ever have in my collection are
Mhm.
available on like these platforms right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that right before the pandemic started, a lot of conversation was revolving around the closing of board game cafes and shops,
Yeah.
that people were not
Yeah.
having that much access to titles and were restricted to their own collections. This opens it up again. It's a whole collection of things that you may have never gotten to play, and our legacies, our evergreens, our staples in other people's collections. So it's a win-win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Agree.
And
Heck yeah.
Danilin supported it. We play minsan madaling araw.
Hello. Yeah.
Where are you from? Russia. What time is it
Russia.
there? Don't ask.
All
And,
right, Fred
and
was saying something.
go
Sorry,
Fred.
Morgan. Let's just
Yeah,
have Fred first.
not just location based or not just in the location, pero in time din or schedule. Dati when I used to work in Mandaluyong, I remember like kailangan minamadali ko yung work ko just to catch up sa Metro.
Yeah.
Pero
Uh,
ngayon almost minsan kahit during work.
Oy!
no, no, to our viewers, we
There's
do
no more
not.
traffic.
I was just about to agree with you, sir, but no.
Di
We're
ba
Nothing happened. Nothing
responsible
happened.
board
Nothing happened.
gaming.
Nothing
I
happened.
mean
Nothing happened.
during work pwede ka nang mag-spectate, yung gano'n.
Wow,
Spectate. Spectate. Learn new
spectate.
games.
And he
Spectate.
quietly steps back. Good
Sorry.
job, sir. Good job. Good job.
Okay, okay.
All
That's
right.
next hashtag spectate.
There you go.
Morgan, you were saying
Siguro
things,
for
Fred.
my last one, I think everyone can agree or can add. Siguro, and this also has to be said. Okay, one of the pros that I personally experience is low cost and high comfort. It
Mm-hmm.
eliminates the hassle to find a place if you have a car to park. Sometimes
Yeah.
even going to places when you play board games, you don't play board games to cheap places. Honestly, like you play at Starbucks, you play at Gridex Griddle, and stuff. And food
Yeah.
is costly. Like you need to spend like about 250 pesos just to play that, and it eliminates all of those with the comforts of your home. You could eat like pancit canton and just play board games with people. It's yeah. I am sure it's this is not for everybody, but I believe it's also a benefit that everybody can have. So yun,
Yeah,
ayun.
I think it's a double-edged sword. Uh, you
What are you
don't need a
talking
big
about?
table
You
to play
you can
a
finally eat
game.
Cheetos while gaming.
But on the same hand, I think we will
Oh,
touch
you
on
can
this
drink.
later on. There's this tactile aspect that
Yeah.
I miss. Like I
Yeah.
miss rolling dice. I miss moving the people around. I
Moving the
miss
people around.
Moving the people
hoarding
around.
resources behind your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
Sometimes.
that later.
Yeah.
Can I habol sa
Sure,
pro?
sure, sure, sure.
So I think we were talking about like being able to play with people we already know, like regardless of where they are.
Yeah.
But my experience the past week is that I was able to make new friends.
Hey.
Yay!
Hindi kasi
And
in
you'll
connection with
make
your last
more.
stream, Variable Play stream, how like people are so welcoming and open and kind.
Hey, you watched our episode? Cool.
Wait, you just described us as kind. What were you watching?
Hey, it's Ruel.
I think that
So
was the
Farewell.
episode with
Sorry.
Moning and Naveen.
Hi,
Okay,
hi,
that
Ruel.
is that is the exception to the rule.
All
So
right,
yeah, you
sorry,
get to
Aya,
meet
go on.
new people.
Sorry.
Yeah, you get to meet new people, and since you like get to regularly play with them, and you like feel safe, I guess, like getting to know them and stuff. So yeah, you get to meet new friends, and if like I have a hard time meeting with my with my usual friends since because of the pandemic, at least I get a different group of people that I can interact with.
All right.
Kumbaga,
Thank you for that.
open-minded ka ba? Ganun.
Yes.
I'll teach you a new game. Kala mo. Something else.
Kape naman tayo.
I
Yung
bet you're all
teacher.
guessing why I invited you to this Discord channel. But before we get to the board games, I just wanted to talk to you about some investment opportunity.
Cubes.
Tapos yun, isa
You
pa
like
pala
cubes?
yun, na
Okay.
ang dami kasing
Plastic
pwedeng
cubes.
magturo ng mga bagong games. So ako, I was like a beneficiary of all the teaching that people, I mean, I know more games now nga kasi a lot of people teach them. Super
Ako,
generous.
Good point.
I'd like to input. No, this might be taken for granted, but I guess I just want to say it that it keeps you sane during this time of the pandemic. Most
Right.
people really are having a difficult time being alone, isolated.
The voices in my head
quarantined.
agree with your sentiments.
That's great. I think their approval. But a lot of people are really having a hard time. Not used to staying at home 24/7. You can't go out. You can't do anything else. At least gaming online, meeting new people, playing with your family who's far away. At least it eases
Loneliness.
the loneliness, the insanity that's happening, the depression, whatever. At least it helps. So I think that's one major pro for
Yeah,
online
I
gaming.
consider it like mental exercise. You know, a little bit of reading, a little bit of math and problem solving. You know, you have a little bit of a puzzle in front of you. Like, how do I beat these other three people in this game? It's not something that you're doing like in repetitive fashion, day in, day out. So you know, you get to flex a little bit of your muscles in your brain.
Breaks the monotony of your everyday routine.
Routine,
right?
yeah.
All right.
And if you're ever feeling sad, just beat a couple people in board games.
See,
Pick you right back up. Ask Dwayne.
Hey, Ruel.
Yes.
Ruel is one of the friends of Variable Play who treats us as his board game breakfast. Wakes up in
Yeah,
the
man. Good
morning,
morning,
prepares
buddy.
his coffee, his
Hey,
tea,
good morning.
tunes
Good
in.
morning, Mr.
Hey, Ruel. And you can follow him also. You can just search Ruel Gaviola on Facebook and you can see YouTube. He's also board game reviewer. So you guys can check him out also.
Yeah.
Dwayne brought this up earlier on, and yes, we're gonna be moving on to the cons of online board gaming, and I agree. He's still in bed. Okay, I stand corrected. He's not making coffee. He's not making tea. He's still in bed. All right. One of the cons, and I have to agree, is the pieces being tactile, right? You can feel the dice, you can feel the coins, you can hoard things, you can
The
you can hide
chips.
it behind this. Yes, so that's one of the disadvantages. How much? Show of hands. How much do you really miss doing those things?
Never have a problem with
Hey,
missing
I can even raise
tactile
my
experience.
I ordered 7 pieces of 7 pieces dice, and they're just in bags, you know. I
Yes.
use it to massage my hands, but that's it, you know.
Whenever you need to roll dice, you just you have a little bit of dice.
Hey, or you can do this. If anyone tried playing and you have meeples or cubes and then just you pretend in front of the computer that you're moving you're moving those pieces also. So that you're moving it around.
Or maybe you could take out your board game collection, set it up, and then put it back again.
It up,
No,
take a
no,
picture.
no.
That tactile feel.
You gotta picture it for Instagram, like, hey,
Ah, yeah.
look at that.
Do
Now
some
playing.
poses.
Hashtag board games,
All right.
friends.
I mean, it's a valid point that some people just kind of miss that part of the whole experience. That using an automated dice roller just will never replace actually rolling
Yeah.
dice.
The sound of it,
Yeah.
the
Oh, the
feel,
wrist
the
action, the wrist
tension.
action.
Right, right.
And the
Everything
amount
else.
the amount of chaos you can cause when it falls over a table.
That don't
And
hurt.
then under the table is a reroll.
I think
All
this
right,
is
so
most apparent with when playing Dungeons and Dragons, because
Mm.
when you roll a dice in D&D and you roll a natural 20, the whole table erupts in cheers. You don't have that when you play it online.
what did you get?
You
20.
got
Then
algorithm.
like
Yay.
you have a
Yeah.
dice roller app,
Or
and
like
okay, you press okay 20, okay noted. But when it's
I
real life,
agree. I
and
agree.
when you
You're
see the
gonna
die
watch
would
the
like
die.
shift a
Yeah.
little
Yes,
bit.
yes. That small shift, that's everything. That feeling. So we got into the cons already. Any other cons that you guys can think
So
about with
many,
online
so
May
gaming?
I start
many.
All
in the
right,
in the
go
in
Kyo.
the in the bottom? Online gaming. This is a combo of two things: electricity and internet. Let's face it. Yes.
Right.
ah,
Well,
Internet.
yeah.
okay,
Right.
board
Exactly.
gaming in the
Internet.
dark is just as bad. So I don't know if electricity is a
No,
big factor.
daytime. If you
Candlelit
can't,
board gaming.
diba?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you got no power, you can't play online, which means you can't see your friends, and then you're left with Instagramming your board games that you can't but you bring out. But
This
seriously,
this is from experience pala.
I got games that I want to bring out, but got nobody to play online with because there is nothing online about it. Anyway, so there's also the internet. Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Internet.
say that everybody doesn't have the exact same bandwidth, right?
Fair enough.
So if you're very dependent on the internet, if you got a good one, good for you. If you have mobile and your signal there is 2 bars, then oh boy,
Final
you're
signal.
next.
Eternity.
After 20 minutes, diba? So it's more
Imagine,
like a,
imagine if the
very dependent
internet
on-
speed wasn't that good and we had to resort to like LAN gaming.
That's
Just
Oh,
bringing bringing a
yeah.
bunch of computers together to play a digital board
You
game.
have a very long Ethernet cable.
That would defeat the purpose of a board game, now wouldn't it? Unless the board game needs to be connected itself, which reminds me about some board games require internet applications.
Right.
XCOM.
Your Alexa,
Alexa, Forgotten
Lord of the
Waters.
Rings,
If there's
Mansions of
none, you
Madness.
can't play them.
Yeah.
Diba?
Right.
Yun.
Ron was coming up from this one. Hey, Ron. Hope you're feeling better. He was supposed to be with us too, but
Hey, Ron.
guess he's not. Still recovering. For kids, I noticed that they don't skip a beat. They've been playing online naturally. To the older generation, we need to be more deliberate to game online. That's true. But once you've started it, you'll get the benefits of connecting again with gaming friends. Yeah, like what
Right.
we've been doing recently with Are you
Right.
online? Arnak? Okay. Doing
Arnak?
Yeah.
Arnak?
O kaya mga masimpleng, hey, how are you?
Are you online?
Hey, you free?
Yes.
Now
Hey, you free?
online.
I was missing La Granja.
What's is it the board game version of a booty call? Hey, you up?
You up? You up for some
You
scythe?
up for some Sai?
You awake? You
Hey,
awake?
you up? You up?
Gising ka pa? Yan na.
Yes, there.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go. With the
internet.
internet thingy. Three people quickly disconnected because of that problem with the internet.
Oh,
Right.
one more
So
thing about the internet.
go
Host
go.
disconnected.
That sucks
Destroys the whole entire game.
because
Everybody.
everybody has to restart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Internet. Bottom.
uh,
Basics.
Oh, uh, also with problems with internet, there's also a problem with the server. For example, Board Game Arena during the first few months of the pandemic, I think they spiked the number
Yeah.
of users
yes.
spiked,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it was really really slow. But I think they fixed it. Now they can handle more users. But I
Hmm.
think that's also another what they call that challenge in playing board games
Yep.
online.
It wasn't just them. Actually, a lot
A
of the
lot,
tools
yes.
that
Yeah.
are being used, like for Magic the Gathering, we use an application called Spell Table, which is like a top-down like video conference to play Magic with live counters and
Yeah.
everything. But it couldn't handle the spike of users
Mm.
that it was unusable for a few days, and then they got the financial backing almost instantly to get the servers they needed. So I think BGA did the same thing. Even Zoom had that problem.
Yeah. Zoom
Yes.
earlier on. They weren't prepared.
No
Everybody went
one
Zoom.
was.
Yeah, no one was.
No one was prepared.
No one was prepared.
They weren't
Surprise.
prepared. All right. Who else was saying something? I forgot about
I got
phones.
one. So this is a little bit of a pet peeve that it did affect me specifically in Magic. That when you are playing with webcams, when you are playing with people, like there is a lot of mechanics that might require you to look at another player's hand or to look at a
Mm.
specific card that someone's holding. And you people have just been working around these rules so strangely. Like oh, I get to look through your entire library and pick out a card. I don't know what's in your library, so you're gonna fan it out on the Zoom call, pretty much displaying it to all the players, which is not like the purpose of it. Now, in other board games that you're gonna steal a card from another player or you get to look at your hand, thankfully BGA does have a way of like isolating two players.
Mhm.
So maybe in Tabletopia and other versions of it, it's so hard to like be sneaky and lie or
I
do
won
something
earlier.
secret or do something secretly that it was kind of a pet peeve for me. And unless you're gaming with the camera on, it's so hard to read people's expressions. You're just going by their
Yes,
voice.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
a lot of games like there's no Dead of Winter in BGA, but stuff like that with a little bit of a traitor mechanic, I know like Not Alone is there. It must be so difficult to read someone without seeing their face.
Mm-hmm.
Like I even played Among Us with cameras on because people just wanted to read each other.
Wow, that's an intense game of Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so into
liar.
it.
How can you tell?
The the nonverbal
Another
cues
one.
are not
You're
there.
winking twice.
To add
Okay.
to what Javi said, for example, we played Blood on the Clock Tower uh, a couple of times, and it's really hard to figure out who's lying or who's not because you're behind the screen or you're just using voice. You don't have the nonverbal cues like the lying twitch
There's a lying twitch.
Lying
Yeah,
Twitch.
or any
it's
any
called a
tell.
tell. It's called a tell. People
I'm
have a
not
tell.
Morgana.
I'm not Morgana. I'm not.
I'm
But
not.
yeah,
To be honest, the Twitch.
there are some games that are harder to port online, especially those social deduction games or those games
Mm-hmm.
that need interaction between players.
Yeah, a perfect example of this was after last week's episode, we ended up playing a game of skulls with everyone that participated in the call. And without seeing people's faces, I could not tell who was lying.
I wasn't.
Really? You
It's chaos.
you can tell that I pick a skull when I say, "Oh,
That's
that's
what
not a
you
skull."
say.
No, really, it's not. It's not.
No, it's a
Was
flower.
it lying enough? I
Swear.
was telling the truth.
Believe
Well,
me.
thank you, boy.
I don't know you, but it's like I know you.
Yes, I don't know you. But certain games, after playing a game with you, I feel like I know you. Hey, Aya, you were
You're
saying
not the
something.
Squirtle we thought you were.
You're saying something as a con earlier.
Yeah, it's easier to get distracted because it's on a browser. I mean, like when it comes to BGA, it's easy to like open like a tab because someone messaged and then, oops, sorry guys, I just need to like.
Yeah,
So
time
yeah,
out,
it's
time
easier
out.
to get distracted.
It's
When
like
your nanay calls you for lunch.
it's like a player on the table with a cell phone on. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of like
Okay.
that. I guess, but now it's easy. I mean, but the default is like you're in front of a table and like you're surrounded by everyone. So like ano ba, your focus is more on the table. So
Because people
I,
are watching you.
Just don't go jumping into
Looking
Fred's
at your
streams
every
Dinner
move.
time.
without you
Wait,
knowing
5 minutes,
it.
5 minutes.
and I think I just thought of this now when I was imagining like sitting on a table and playing a game. For me, since my monitor isn't that big, it's harder to see like the whole
Mhm.
board state. Like
Yeah.
I
Right.
need to
Mm.
scroll
Yeah.
down or yeah,
Or zoom
so
in.
it's harder. Mm-mm.
Tabletopia.
Touchscreen.
I totally agree. That was on my list. That
Zoom. Zoom.
sometimes, in order to fit the game into BGA, that it really does have to be scaled down. It's
Mhm.
forced in
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, it's you can't make up for the real board. Even the way that the sections are arranged, you might have it a particular way. Run!
Run,
Hey guys.
You,
Hi,
you can't
Ron.
you can't
Are
help
you
Hi.
home?
yourself,
Yes.
can you? You can't.
Yay!
You just had to go on, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm back home. So
Yeah.
although I still have to be quarantined for um a good 2 weeks. So
Wow.
more quarantine. But so yeah,
Quarantine.
Online
nandito.
gaming.
Oh,
Next episode.
exactly.
You have
Perfect
jumped into
timing.
the right episode.
Hi everyone. Dami
Hi,
natin.
Ron.
Yeah, we
Hi
can play Hollywood
Aya.
Squares.
Miss you.
This is the
Oo
Brady
nga.
Bunch.
Ginawa, Ron.
Yeah. 3x3.
Hey Fred.
3x3.
3x3.
Oo nga no, pwede na mag-Hollywood Squares.
We can
So,
ask the viewers.
yeah,
We can
yeah.
do that.
Aya was just finishing her thought, and Ron, since you jumped in, maybe you can go after. Do you have any other like pros that we may have missed earlier? Right
Let's
after
just
Aya.
go ahead. I'll catch on with from Aya's
I'm done. I'm
comment.
done. It was
Oh.
just about being distracted easily and about like how everything doesn't fit into the monitor. It's so different from like one whole table where you can see what everyone's doing.
Mm-mm.
I have something
Yeah,
to add
it's
pala.
go ahead, Fred.
Go,
Ayun,
Fred.
yung kay Aya, if on the flip side, if you're parang focused talaga or if you're, I can't say addicted, but if you're parang itching to play a game, it can also be a distraction. Let's say work or something.
Yeah, the flip side.
Ah,
Spectate
Exactly.
lang. Mag-expectate ka lang.
Even just
Oh,
spectating.
Spectate.
yun.
Nakakainis yung linagay na sa board.
Pwede naman pwede mo naman magnida ng mga 15 minutes, 'di ba? Kahit
Yeah, take a break.
nasa
Everyone needs to
meeting,
break from
magnida
work
ka
pa din
kasabay.
naman. Eh.
Seven Wonders.
Seven
That's not
Wonders.
Yeah, 10 minutes can play.
Kaya, kaya.
Pwede.
So, kailangan
That's
talaga,
Self-discipline. Yun na
dedicated
yung mas
time.
challenge.
10 minutes, wala nang usap-usap niyan.
Oh,
click na lang ng click.
If I can also
agree
add,
on the discipline. Oh.
Alright,
Sige, Alvin, go.
yeah, so parang while bookkeeping dun nga sa online board games can be a godsend, still make you feel detached, like the whole experience of the board game. If you
Right.
don't really get to like smell the flowers or smell the
Right,
board
right.
game,
Sniff the
When,
board game.
yeah, and if it's a new one, like to take
New
it
cards,
slow,
new
What?
like for
New
the
sleeves.
board game
player.
Mm.
smell.
Sir,
Yeah,
this brings up some other questions. What do you do with your
yeah.
games?
So
Do not
Really?
smell
You guys
any
are
sound.
sniffers? Are you serious? Like Morgan and Ron.
Hey.
Ron. See, look at that. See?
I haven't been sniffing for 3 years. Thank you.
So it's really easy to get lost on that digital implementation because
Mhm.
everything is automatic. What happened? Okay, you did that. All right. You couldn't even sometimes replay it. So
Yes. Well, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
read the script on BGA.
Pati yung
So and
sound.
so did this. That's it.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
all you get. So you're left to imagine.
And
Uh,
like the satisfaction of like when the actual bookkeeping, like at the end of game, and you see like all the achievements you've done, all the buildings you've built, and like you write the score. I don't know.
yeah,
I
You
actually
do the
enjoy
whole
scoring.
computation.
yeah. In
I
BGA,
actually,
I
it's all numbers
I
and
know
that's
I
it.
appreciate some of the games that go like section by section, building up your points, so you
Yeah,
do see it.
yeah.
But there's some that just flash that final number. You're like, okay.
Oh.
Oh, I've lost.
Oh, okay.
Got
Yeah,
it.
but
Oh,
it's a bit
Dwayne won again.
anticlimactic.
Dwayne
I,
wins.
I don't understand how I lost, but okay.
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 Why not?
On to
With
the
all the
next.
scoring conditions.
You are
Next game
winner.
na.
Ganun.
I'm not
Uh,
sure if this is a pro or a con, but some games they offer like a blow by blow of the a running total of the victory points, so you can really see who's leading or not. So I'm not sure
yeah.
if it's a pro or a con, but it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Game
okay,
theory.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well,
Early
some,
rage
some,
sometimes
quit.
I mean there are games
some
that
game
have point
implementation.
tracks.
Yeah.
But do they move automatically?
I have
I
one.
do. I do some.
Subscription fees as a
Oh
con.
yeah.
Mm. I
Magkano na
mean,
ba ang BGA?
I think if you
Two
get it,
euros
yeah, I think it's like €2 a month, but I think
a
you do
month.
get it like for a year subscription or something like that.
No, it's
Mm.
€4 a month.
It's
But
like
if you
one 4K a
get
year.
it for a year, it's two
Mhm.
euros per month, something like that. So I
Okay.
Okay.
tried, and I'm like, hey, I have Fred and Alvin's there. Why would I get a BGA? I'll just ask them if they're gonna play. So I'm like, okay.
Just
This
call
is-
Fred and Alvin.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a and that's a con, and games that you like to play might not be on their server.
So this is
Yes.
you deserve that Dave Chappelle meme. Modern problems need modern solutions.
No, but sometimes there are games that you really, really, really would like to play because it's been sitting on your shelf and you miss that feeling of playing that game. Search BGA, search Tabletopia, search Steam, and it's not there. And it's
so
like,
you
oh,
booty call Alvin. Hey Alvin, BG online,
BG,
online.
Alvin, BG.
You up?
And then
You
Alvin,
up?
okay, sige. Wait.
You up?
And in Alvin's case, he replies a day later, "Ay, sorry." I'm like, that's okay, dude. We played already. You've
Yeah,
been late.
fine.
So, there.
Mas
Any
mas
other
ad
cons
hoc
that you guys
talaga
can think
ngayon,
of?
no? Mas ad
Yes.
hoc
Ako
ngayon
have,
yung gaming eh. Hindi na siya yung we set the time and then we'll meet at that time kasi
Yeah.
it's online eh. So you really
Whoever's
don't
free.
have control. Yeah. Whoever's free and it's fine. I think it's really the different environment of it. Kasi ganun din yung sa anak ko nga, I was mentioning earlier na to them, it never changed. Like they didn't feel
Yeah.
the effect of the pandemic. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, we already all play online all the time, and
Right.
it was never like something different. It's our generation who's like, so how do you even start?
Right.
Diba, just getting things started and preparing and all of these. Like they don't even think about that.
Yeah, it's second
But
nature already to them.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I got into online board gaming like a month ago
Oh
because
yeah,
as
what?
yes,
What?
What? What?
A
No,
month?
I mean on BGA, Tabletopia,
Um,
those
Need to sign up.
platforms because I still wanted to have that feeling that I still want to play the actual board game and play it
Ah.
with actual people. And I held off for so long, not until I saw some games that are gonna be coming out. And like, hey, I'd like to try to play that. Fine, I'll sign up. and then, and then and then finding out that hey, everybody signed up already. All right, I was late to the party.
I
there,
have I
there
have
you go.
one final con maybe. It's a bit of a personal thing. But that's why getting to try out some games and stuff like Board Game Arena has Super Fantasy Brawl, which is about I think it just came out Kickstarter. But you know what?
Mm.
You can't replace actually having a mini in your hand. You know,
Yeah,
just
it's FLP.
appreciating that sculpt, and then no, you go to BGA and it's a token. You know,
It's flat.
It's an
it's flat.
icon.
Yeah. It doesn't
Icon.
feel the
It
same.
doesn't move. It's still a token.
At least it's not a cube. Okay. Anyway, next.
I've noticed
Oh,
I've noticed one thing
What do you
in this
have
whole
against
online
you?
thing.
Lots of things against you.
that's the beauty about cubes, regardless
It's
Yeah,
of the
square.
platform.
it could be anything.
there are
That's also the problem. That black cube is not a knight. It's not.
People
No,
can
it
see how
is.
divided we are in this issue. How our team is
No,
divided in
I
this
think
issue.
I'm alone. But
Hey,
I would like to add
hmm.
a an advantage because especially with Aya and Nico, I saw this actually kind of flourish a little bit more. So there are games that it's hard to prototype. So as for designers,
Hmm.
it's almost too costly to actually sometimes come up with your idea just sort of put it out on the
To print
table
it. Yeah.
to
yeah,
print it to
Proof of
especially if you
Most of
concept.
it
have a
costs
little bit of
get the
minis
materials.
Mm.
and
yeah.
some boards and so a lot of these materials. So when I saw the designs in Nico ngayon, I'm pretty impressed. It's like, whoa, that's like the whole game. And you really get to feel. I mean, Javi and Alvin. I think you were
Yes,
able to join one
Yep.
of
To
the
play test.
prototyping sessions,
yes.
and that's amazing. I think that's something that now because we're forced to go digital, we're also able to now tap into these designs that I think we would normally not touch because it's like it's easier to print
Print card.
cards. So why would I
Mm-hmm.
design a game that's about minis and these things? But if it's digital, there's no barrier. Like go ahead,
Uh,
design it and see how it plays. So I think that's a big advantage of going digital as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Ruel's actually affirming that, especially in the
Right.
States. Now it becomes a proof of
yeah.
concept on digital. So you can
You can
actually
Yeah.
try
try
it
out the
out
game
wherever they
first,
are.
yeah, before you
Right.
back it or something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody
Mm-hmm.
actually made. I didn't make it. Somebody actually made Folded Wishes last year.
Oh,
I
So
Ooh.
heard
you
it
can
was in
find it
Tabletopia, right?
Ah, good.
Or
in
simulator.
Tabletop Simulator, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
All right. Any other cons
ah,
that you have on your list?
Siguro
I
ako,
have. Yeah, yeah.
Go
Moyi, go
Q.
ahead. It's not really a con. It's more like an observation with some of my friends. A lot of people from becoming players became collectors.
What?
Oh, okay,
You guys
okay.
get you guys get my
What
drift.
blasphemy is this?
It's their
It's a
second
good thing
hobby.
too as well. At least they're preparing for after the pandemic. Like, oh, I already have that game physically. There you go. You guys only have that mouse thing on your computer. But seriously, a lot of players became collectors, and that's a good thing too. And also sometimes kind of sad. Sometimes at the point, at the perspective that you want to buy this game, you've always wanted to back up this game, and you did, and you got it 2 months later, and yet you cannot seem to find it online, or no one is willing to play with it with you yet, diba? Kasi social distancing and all. So I've noticed that
Three
players becoming
years.
collectors.
2017.
Exactly,
Collector,
no?
there you go,
Wala
collectors.
na.
Di ba? Panis na eh.
You know what?
Collecting
I'll
alcohol.
bring up another personal one. With digital board gaming, there's no table to flip.
You can
Tabletop
angrily
simulator,
close
you
your
can't.
Tabletop
laptop.
simulator.
Yeah, Morgan, you were saying something before
All
Kyo?
right. So okay, I have a couple of yeah in my list. First is I really find it challenging to teach games online. I'm not sure if it's just me, but without physically pointing or touching the components when you are
Yeah.
explaining something, or to give. Usually, I do that when you want to give emphasis to a certain action that you could do, most especially in complex games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the very complex game that I tried to teach last time was on Mars, and I thankfully my friend Franco is really a complex player and he really gets it easily. But I can only imagine if I'm teaching it with four players, so it's quite challenging. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one
What are
of the
y-
cons.
what are your other cons? You were
Okay, and
saying in your list.
my last one is, um, I think this is related to what just Kyo mentioned. Okay, as a, I think it does not work on everyone, but like for me, to someone who has a lot of games in their collection, you find games that somehow are losing their purpose.
Whoa,
Like
whoa, what
okay,
do you mean? What do you
Oh,
mean?
no,
that's so
okay,
sad.
like okay,
Yeah.
I I I I
Part of
have
it.
I have purchased like Lost Ruins of Arnak, and it's still on the way. But like I played it for five more times, and I think I had the hype went down already before I received the game,
Oh,
and
is that our
yeah,
fault? We should
no
not
no no
invite you
no
next time.
no no no. Like what I've said, one of the cons of it is it somehow
Right.
alleviates the FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and yeah, and some of my games in my collection, when I look at them, unfortunately, I cannot play with them. But because of online board gaming, it somehow drives you towards okay, to what is comfortable or convenient. Okay, let's just play it here. So, okay, like my wife and I were discussing. Okay, is it worth it to get like a ticket to ride the latest 15th anniversary? Nah,
Yes.
Yeah.
we just
Good
play.
question,
The
guys.
answer is yes. There's no
The
no.
yeah, well, for us it's a no.
Talking about
Collector.
For us it's a no. Yeah, it's a no because yeah, we often play it online naman. So we play it in bed when in our phones bago kami matulog, and we even play games like Code Names Do It, where you
Mhm.
could just it's browser based, something like that.
Hmm.
And if you have those physical if you have the physical copy of those, it somehow loses their meaning and it just end up being sold.
I agree. I did that
Sold.
to Root. The reason
So
why I
yeah.
sold my Root was because it was
RFS,
better
RFS.
online. I mean, it
Mm.
was
On the
better
digital.
digital. So I had to sell mine. I was like, I won't be teaching this four times every time. I'm gonna teach a game five times every time I bring this game out. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'll just play digitally. But sometimes you feel like sana hindi ko na lang binenta, no. But I get what you're saying, and most of the time, most of my games that I've sold are basically because of that reason. It's better digitally. So if you can
fair
play it with
enough.
your family here, then you can play it with others
Yeah,
online. Then
I
they would
recently
appreciate it.
parted ways with a lot of games, and one of the deciding factors for me was that there is a digital version of it.
See, Potion
Right.
Explosion, which are better when
Yeah,
you see it
Abyss.
digitally. Abyss, yes. So
I noticed that games nowadays that support solo play has more resilience from this than the ones nga talaga that really requires you playing with
Players.
others. Kasi talagang um, medyo na-devaluate ng konti since nga it's very difficult for you to play with others. So, like, Alvin and I just got import-export. And I realized lang right now what? This doesn't have solo play?
Those-
It's like that's like but I realized this game was created 2017, so four freaking years ago before it arrived.
It got stuck in
Um,
that Suez Canal incident.
Probably, but I if the game has some solo mechanics in it,
It's more
it
resilient.
seems more resilient to surviving, the call. Kasi you can always, in the back of your mind, you have that chance to play it. Oh, I haven't actually played all of the modes, so you have that thing. As compared to games where if it's really purely uh board gameplay, yeah, the chances of you selling it off is a little bit higher because of
Mm-hmm.
you just don't see ang sayang masakit din na makita
yeah,
sa
there's
shelf
no.
tapos nakatenga lang talaga sila.
Yes,
Yeah.
collecting dust.
Hey,
Yeah.
remember, you can always play a game by yourself with 4 or 8 other
No, we're
players.
not doing that. We're not doing that Monopoly 8-player thingy.
Look out for player number 4. He cheats.
You can always tap to your different personalities if you have.
Dwayne, Aya,
You
Fred,
can
Yes.
do a
any
rado.
Well,
Yeah,
any
Rado. I
cons?
do a Rado.
actually, I have a
I,
question. Uh, if we're done with cons, what are your best online board gaming practices? Like how, because we talked about the cons, how do you mitigate those cons so that you make
Play
the
to
experience
win.
enjoyable? Yeah.
Wait, let's add something from Aya. Hold on, so that we could
uh,
mitigate more.
sige. Yung sa cons, I wonder lang if, but this is from the perspective of the game designer. Like for example, yung Folded Wishes na port nga sa TTS, let's say. Tas yun, we were talking about how it affects the sales in the sense that, like for example, Javi
Ah,
said that
right.
he sold
Mm-hmm.
games that didn't, like his deciding factor was if there was a digital copy. So I don't know, is that some sort of piracy or I don't know, is it something that will develop parang Spotify na parang yun nga magiging subscription, but well, I don't know kasi we're in this pandemic and
Yeah.
yun nga I don't know how
Yeah.
long we're gonna be in
Actually,
it and
actually, Clint brought that up. He said that one con is that most games, especially in TTS or Tabletopia, are prone to piracy. He said that in one of our chats
Yeah.
that one of the cons is that they can just print it out, all of it. Because you can scan the cards. There's this program or app or whatever algorithm that he was talking about that you can just get all the cards and then
Extract
just,
the game files.
yes, extract all of those and just print it. So that's also one of the dangers or cons
Right.
of
And actually, another side of that Morgie brought up earlier that he got to try a new game, at least 5 runs through BGA, and now, like the hype is gone and that, you may not be picking up a copy of it anymore.
so yeah, I
no.
wonder if it's
Yeah,
like
agree
will
on
there
that.
be an
Yeah.
evolution in the industry because of the pandemic? Like, is there a way for like
But
it
they're so
still to be
nice.
sustainable for like
Sige lang Denmark.
It's okay, it's okay, Denmark. It's
Okay.
okay.
But
Hintayin lang namin mga
but
few
it's
weeks
so
makikita ko
nice.
na yan.
No, no, I don't think so.
You said
I
that
like
to
this
a
game.
lot of games.
Yeah, but
I think
most of the games that I really like are still here.
one of the things I observed since the pandemic hit us globally is that a lot of board game designers are now pushing themselves to make solo versions of their previous
Mm-hmm.
game. It's so funny, I like even actually pandemic they're releasing every week new challenges that you guys can play and stuff like that. And what else? Yeah, I just forgot the games, but uh, uh, ayun siya. Yeah. And then I also like to add something that is sorry, but pwede tayong bumalik sa pro, something that I really
Sure.
missed
Sure,
about
sure.
sorry, something that I think is pro on online board gaming. Okay, what I really missed when when we are board gaming like physically
Mhm.
is the ability to play games, to learn new games that you don't even know you will like. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like okay, going back to Lost Ruins of Arnak, I don't even have to read the rules on it. honestly, tamad ako magbasa since bata pa. And board games just forced me to read rules recently. And yeah, like last time, Habi was teaching us the game, and oy, okay, okay, parang it saves me time to read playthrough videos, to read rules, and watch playthrough videos again. And yeah, yun yung isa sa mga I think pros of online board gaming. Not just online or even things that I miss with in the community. So one example is this game. I still have it unsealed, and I'm just waiting for it.
Ikaw
Uy,
pala meron eh. Bakit Ah!
Yeah, sealed pa siya. Di ko pa siya binubuksan.
ikaw pala meron
hindi pa
eh.
bukas.
Ano na
Hindi
yan?
pa.
Ah,
Overhead cam.
Ah.
Pa-overhead
uh,
cam na yan.
Yeah, overhead cam na.
Kakatukin
Ah.
na lang kita, Morgan.
yeah. So ayun. So I'm just waiting for Dwayne to teach me the game. So pero
I
yun.
will
Anyway,
teach you right now.
yun yung mga yun yung mga
Moigi,
na-miss ko
Moigi, BG,
Yeah.
BG, Moigi, BG.
BG?
BG, Moigi, BG, Moigi.
Yeah, yun lang.
Fred, you wanna add something?
Yeah. Yung kanina nabanggit about websites na nagkakaroon ng parang server ano ba yan?
Overload.
Failure.
Mm.
Yeah, overload. So, minsan din may mga specific websites na hindi nag-run without you refreshing it. Like yung Boiteju, parang kung ano man. And then yung Yukata. Sometimes it happens din. So, one of the solution then is to use a different browser. Pero
Oh wow, you
some
do that
yeah,
pa.
some games like Tabletopia, hindi sila nag-work sa phone. Unlike
Yeah.
sa BGA, pwede sila sa phone. So there's a tendency like for people na naglalaro through laptops or computers na magkaroon ng physical fatigue like sa eyes, sa wrist, or sa back.
Mhm.
So yun yung mga mahirap iwasan kapag nagpo-online gaming. So, stretch nyo.
Make sure to stretch.
Yeah, man.
Stretch
Yeah.
before you game.
Ayan.
Paula Deming from Things Get Dicey, she did a recent video where there's a board gaming exercise where she was actually teaching simple exercises using board games as weights for
Nice.
exercise. You might
Board game squats.
you might wanna check that out. It's, Things Get Dicey. I think this is the last one for Con before we could we go to Dwayne's question. Of course, this is really obvious for all of us, but one major con is that there's no human component when we're doing online. Yes,
Do
we're
you,
playing with
do
someone who's
do you
human.
just game with AI?
No, of course we play with people who are online, but when you're face to face with that person, you can high five that person, you can read that person, you can
Jump across the table because
and
they made
slap
such a
that
terrible
person.
move.
but that's what I
can't do
really for me that's what I really miss. That's why I was saying earlier I held off on Tabletopia board game arena because I was really trying or maybe grasping on the last parts of hey, I can still play with my friends. They can still come to my house and we can play. I want to
Wala
play
na.
with people. I don't want to
Wala
play
na.
with that I
Well,
can
yeah.
see.
Itong pandemic at
You can't replace that. So actually touching back to Aya's question earlier, that I don't think that digital board games are ever gonna be able to replace the printed ones. It's just been so long since people have been able to meet up and game that maybe the sales of physical board games have dropped down. But the moment people can go out and see each other again, they're not
Ah,
taking BGA with
yeah.
them. They're
No.
gonna need the physical copies again.
Right.
It's gonna come back. I mean, it's an alternative. It's a great way to work around the current situation, but I don't see it as something not replacing. I mean, it's gonna be a permanent stay. I think people will always find a way to connect and test out prototypes using digital board games, but I would rather see it as more of a tool to complement physical board games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just get those like hopeless moments where like I'm
It's
not
just
so
been so long.
sure Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I'm afraid that we won't get herd immunity, stuff like that. But I
Eh,
get
You
worried
you won't
lang
be
that
able to play
how
face to face
long.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero parang sana naman kaya. I guess it's just a matter of time.
kaya yan,
Yeah.
Aya.
Just a few more. Just hold on.
Oh yeah.
Board games keeps us sane, like what we were saying as a pro earlier.
Yeah.
You,
Imagine
Yeah.
uh, all the new DMs
speak,
that will
speak
come
for
out after the
yourself.
pandemic.
I
All
am
right.
happy with my degrading mental health.
Okay. So maybe we can go on with Dwayne's question. How do we mitigate our cons? Am I right, Dwayne? That's what you
Yeah.
were asking. All
Best
right.
practices.
Mm.
I can start. One is you can try to learn how to figure out Zoom and Discord
Yeah.
because you need that. It
Ouch.
really helps
Like
when
that.
playing board game.
Are you talking?
Honestly,
Are you talking
I'm
to me? Are you
guilty.
talking to
I'm
me?
guilty about this. Yeah, I don't know how. I'm like, what's this? Okay,
Uh,
but it
what's
really
Alex
helps.
Discord?
talk, di ba? First
Talk,
time ko
push
rin
to
mag-try
talk.
ng Discord. What? What's going
Ako yung hindi
on?
ko mahanap yung how do you end yung sa voice chat. It took me a while to
Or how
find
do
that
you
like
enter the voice
it's
chat?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Wala kang camera.
Yes. We have to also teach ourselves to mitigate our faults.
It's good practice. Yeah.
You know,
Agree, agree.
it's not just in the board gaming community. A lot of people still haven't really adapted to the new communication tools. Like
Yes.
I jumped into a recent Zoom call with, I would say, almost 200 participants or over, and by default everyone is on mute because you're there to like watch something, but they still had their cameras on and the stuff that they do not realize people can see, like,
Or here.
Oh no.
you know, it might just be like the ceiling, you know, like turn your camera off, like, but there's some other ones that are just wow.
Another thing I guess is just be prepared since we talked about it. Be prepared, especially with the costs, with
Mhm.
things that you might not expect. Maybe lower expectations. Like I was saying earlier, I thought that the uh, BGA's tabletop simulators have all the games that I want, and then when I got there, there was like, ah, they don't have everything.
and
Okay, so
you
that's
need like a subscription, a premium
yeah, so you need a
subscription.
subscription, and that was a turn off immediately.
Paywall.
Like, what? Oh, okay, fine. I know they have to make money, but that's more effort. So maybe you also have to prepare for what you're gonna be getting into to mitigate that con of
you
subscription
you
fees,
share.
or share, or find friends
Yeah, to
who you
share.
can
Yeah.
Find friends.
Find
Friends.
your
be.
Yes.
friends like
Parang
Alvin
Netflix
that
ano
have
lang
premium accounts.
Para Netflix lang, yes. Share your account.
Yeah.
Huwag lang magsasabay,
Pool,
ganun ba?
i-pool yung
Huwag lang magsasabay.
I think
You have logged in Batangas. Ganun.
and also besides all the things that we talk about, I think you also have to help yourself in one way or another in overcoming the, like you were saying, you have to learn how to adapt to new technology. You have to learn how to communicate in a different way since we're all doing this digitally, not face to
Yeah.
face. You also have to teach yourself. I guess that's one of the biggest ways to mitigate our cons. Be
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
understanding, be more open-minded. One of my cons was actually it takes forever for people to take turns on BGA on tabletop simulator. And I'm like, wait,
Denmark, ikaw na.
yeah, I
Denmark, ikaw
mean,
na.
that's me too, no? So maybe we also have that. That's one
Hello, hello.
part of it, right? I have to teach myself na, hey,
There's a
I'm
very
playing,
easy
I'm playing.
fix. There's a very easy fix. I play with random people on BGA, and so the not the training mode, the real game mode does have a timer.
But it
Ah.
doesn't matter.
Mm.
And then
Oh
they will
no,
They
kick
Yes,
just
you
it
out.
overlook
does.
it.
It's so
no.
noisy,
Once
yung alarm
once
niya.
once you pass over the time, you can get ejected from the game.
Yep. Pwede ka
And
See,
your karma will
Karma,
drop.
karma.
uh,
Karma
game.
point.
It's us teaching us to actually evolve and being at par with the new tech, with the games that we're gonna
Mhm.
play, and with interacting in new ways of interacting with people. Because like it or not, the way we interact has also changed.
Yeah.
So that's one of my answers for
Back
Dwayne.
in my day.
Back in my
Last year
day,
in my day.
I
we
remember
played.
days.
We used actual stones.
All right.
You
My
play with
Anyone
tables were
what?
else?
actually made out of wood.
Anyone else want to chime in on Dwayne's question?
I would like to share our secret word to BGA Premium.
Yeah, you can also add Fred.
BGA
Alvin,
Premium,
Fred, you
Premium.
Yes,
here?
almost every night.
Almost every
Oh,
night. See,
Oh,
just
consistently
lock
Almost
in.
watching
every
that.
night.
My
ev-
Discord at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. Thanks for the game, guys. What? They were playing the whole time.
even even
GG,
during
GG.
work.
What? GG.
Gigi, huh? They're still up. It's 2 a.m. So, okay, there you go. Well, so at least for all our viewers who are thinking of getting into online board gaming, these are some of our experiences.
Yeah.
You can check it out. You have Discord, Steam, Tabletopia, your apps, Tabletop Simulator, Board Game Arena, wherever. And we shared some of our pros and our cons on what would happen when you do this online. So whatever it is, still keep on gaming. That's
Right.
what we I
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to
You know,
say at the end
if
of
you're
it all.
still watching this video, comment, add your username so people can find you on these
Yeah.
platforms, and maybe you guys can get in a few games.
Right.
and
So
and basically
Wow.
the essence is still there. I mean, the guys who have the accounts, or I mean, they are still able to teach, to be
yes.
welcome and accommodating, to teach you
Yes.
how Zoom or Discord works. So it's still the same old welcome feeling that you get with the board gaming
Mm-hmm.
hobby.
I can
Yeah,
attest.
I just
agree.
met Aya like 3 days ago. And we were trash talking each other the game we played earlier
Because
on.
she beats us in
Typical
AWA.
Denmark.
Like, whoa,
Online board gaming. There you
online
go.
board game. All right,
Yeah.
so thank you for joining us, Dwayne, Morgan, Alvin, Keo,
Thank
Fred,
you. Thank you for
Aya.
having us.
Where can they find you? Uh, if they want a game with you, especially Dwayne, because I think people want to beat Dwayne
What?
now.
Yes.
Dwayne, where can they find you?
My handle is Dwayne underscore respect in all platforms. So
Says a lot.
That's awesome.
That says a lot. That's right there. That's it right there. All right, Morgan. Where can they find you? What do you want to plug in?
All right. Well, I just want to plug in our newly created server, which is on Discord. It's also worth noting how I'd also like to appreciate you guys, well, especially Denmark here, which gave me the inspiration to do
What?
this, to set this Discord
That's
server.
not me. That's not me.
It's you. It's you.
That's
Anyway,
a different guy.
anyway, well, the
Fred!
story is like this. The story is like this. So I think I was the one asking you, like, you want to play with us, something like that, and then he suddenly invited me to a group that I don't know. It's called Bots, and
Magic.
That's Javi's
yeah,
group.
yeah. So it's my first time to try gaming using Discord there, and then we played Alhambra, which I experienced the four combo turns by Dwayne. And and sabi ko, and then sabi ko, wow, okay to ah. So, and then and then one group and up to another, and then gaming somehow becomes consistent. Then I was also actually telling Denmark, alam mo, Denmark, pwede kayong mag-bacon using this. Pero, well, it's somehow, ano pa rin, medyo malabo. Okay. And then I just thought, okay, maybe we could create a server that could somehow at least become a mediator to separate game groups. And then, so here it is. It's still fresh. Well, it's not that managed since ako rin, I'm not good on, I don't know much about Discord. And yeah, and here we are. We're having our few sessions within this week. Ang dami ng laro eh. So parang
Every day.
every day,
Yes.
Every
parang
day.
kanina
Every
lang
day
eh.
someone's playing.
Kanina lang eh. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, we now have our Discord server, tabletop gateway. Come and join us if you want to play.
Yeah, I
And yeah,
haven't. I will later, for sure.
sure. That's it.
Me too, me too.
All right,
Pasend
handle
ng invite.
handle Morgie so that if people want to beat you also along with Dwayne.
I'm always defeated naman. So yeah. Recently I just got congratulated. So ang sarap ng feeling na nananalo, no?
Iba yung feeling, no?
Look at Dwayne.
Oh,
Iba,
Yan na si
iba.
Dwayne
Oo.
Respect.
Parang nanalo ko ng house and lot eh. Parang everyone's
Pag
congratulating.
nananalo ako sa game, chinecheck ko kagad yung players eh. Tinitignan ko na doon si Dwayne. Wala. Ah, okay. Yes, I won. Pag nandun si Dwayne, wala na eh. Battle for second. Alright.
So yeah.
Alvin, go on.
Yeah, so that's I changed my name. I copied Dwayne that you could change your name. So it's Valerio on BGA.
Oh, we're doing that? Okay, let me change my name too. Mine literally only needs one letter added. That's it.
That's my BGA handle.
Oh.
But we play on the tabletop gateway Discord server, so just join.
All right. Michael.
Just word
This
of
is
warning,
mine, I
when
think.
9 out of 10 doctors agree on something, 9 out of 10 games, Dwayne wins.
Clint's chiming in. Dati, I look at online digital board gaming as somewhat against the nature of board games. He played board games to get away from technology because I look at the monitor for almost a whole day because of work. Now with pandemic, it's more acceptable.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that's right. To my point earlier, that once we can go out, trust me, there's gonna be a big conversion. But
Yeah, I think
this tool will always be here.
I think it has enhanced the hobby in terms of giving you accessibility for other things, but you can't really replace talaga the tactile, face-to-face gaming. Kumbaga, kahit na Niva Delirian or Arnak, talunin pa rin ng love letter na magkaharap, di ba? Parang, ano eh, iba pa rin yung fidelity talaga ng
Yeah,
face-to-face.
it's a different kind of interaction.
So, I think
Alright.
it's just a matter of time na, but meanwhile, this is how it works. Then, let's make
This
the
how
best
we
out
get
of it.
by.
Yes,
Yes.
let's make the best out of it.
Fred,
Ah.
where can they find you?
Sa BGA, papalitan ko pa yung handle ko. Kasi once lang yung pwede. Pinag-iisipan ko pa. So, nasa Discord channel naman.
Your page, FB page.
Sure. You can watch like how to place or solo or minsan playtest ng mga games ko at facebook.com/oopre-games. Yun.
Oo, pre.
Opre.
Pre.
Oo, pre.
Oh, pre.
Opre.
Oh, pre.
Oo, pre. Oo, pre.
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 PRE, di ba?
PRE.
PRE pala.
You guys wanna plug in Ron, Javi, Kio, where they can find you on BGA? No? Not anymore.
You can find me wherever the chaos is at.
Oh, you're with Kio always?
That's creepy, boy.
How is that you?
All right. Ron, since you're here, take us home.
Okay. Well, again, super thank you everyone for joining us. And I hope the ones who watched and stayed, wow, amazing that there's still a lot of people with us. Keep sharing the love of the hobby to everyone, whether it's online, if it's at home, you can play at home with your friends or family. Just keep on gaming. And again, just to keep a little bit of sanity nga. But we appreciate that you guys stayed with us. Thank you very much. And until next time, keep
Yep.
playing.
Keep,
Bye
keep
bye.
gaming, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Play more old games. Bye bye.
Bye.
Play
Thanks,
games.
Thank
everybody.
you so much.
Thank
See you
you,
Salamat.
soon.
Mister.
Thank you, thank you.